and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to Super Magic 86. Right now, I want you to put your hands together and welcome the star of the show, Mr. Paul Royter. Ladies and gentlemen, the Paul Royter dancers. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Paul Royter.
much. Merci et bienvenue à Super Magie 86. Mon nom est Paul Royter. La magie a toujours été une partie de ma vie et si tu penses vraiment en un tout quelque chose de spécial de notre vie à tous et dans la mienne, c'est la magie. Merci. Thank you. Welcome to our show this evening. You know, magic has always been part of my life, and I think if you stop and think about it, if you really sit down and think, you'll all realize that magic really is part of all our lives, because everything around us and everything we do every day has a little bit of magic in it, the magic of life. And that's what makes life fun, is all the magic in it. And that's what we're going to try and do tonight, is to have a lot of fun. So if you like to have fun, perhaps you came to the right spot. Now, there are different types of magic. What you've just seen is just one form that we call visual magic, because you see it happen with your eyes. Things appear and disappear, change places and change colors. But another type of magic is the magic of the mind, or ESP, or mind persuasion. I'd like to show all of you a quick example of what I mean when I talk about mind persuasion. So listen closely, follow my directions. I'd like everyone here to raise your right hand in the air, just like that. All the kids and all the adults too, if you would. Everybody. Okay. Now, take your first finger and your thumb and make a circle like that. Good. Now, take the circle, hold it up against your cheek, if you would. No, that's your chin. Your cheek's over here. Most of the kids could do it, but the adults had a little trouble with it, didn't we? That just shows you how strangely our minds work. Our minds really are an amazing thing. Well, right now we'd like to give your mind a chance to try and figure out an illusion. It's an illusion that's also a puzzle done with two giant playing cards, which I have right over here on the speaker. I'll go over and get them. I'll be right back in a second. Now, tonight we are using the 8 of clubs and the 3 of hearts. So I want you to watch both of them very closely. I'm going to start by placing the 8 of clubs right here, and I'll take the 3 of hearts and actually fold it in half, just like this. Now we're also going to fold the 8 of clubs in half, but we'll do it exactly opposite to that. We'll fold the 8 of clubs in half like this. And here's where you have to watch closely. Remember I said this was a puzzle as well as an illusion. I'm going to take the 8, place it inside of the 3, open it up and fold the 8 around the 3 of hearts. So the 3 of hearts is in the center, right? Now if I push on it, it should come out the other side. Well, let's see if it does. There it is, but look at that. It has a tendency to reverse itself and turn completely inside out. Now I can pull it all the way through, or I can push it back like this, and it turns around the way it was in the beginning. You see, that's an illusion as well as a puzzle. But I find what's most interesting is to take the 3 and push it through about halfway. And then right in the center, just before the 3 had a chance to turn around, shall we say, I will actually tear the 3 of hearts in half, just like this. So the other half hasn't changed yet. It still looks like this. And if you think about it, since the card was torn like this, the 2 pieces should fit together, just like this. But of course they don't, because you see, cards weren't made to fit together like this. No, you see, cards were made to fit together like this. And I find the more you think about this one, the more confusing it becomes. So that just gives you something to think about. Et ça donne quelque chose de réfléchir. Voilà. Merci beaucoup. You know, being a magician, I've often been asked whether or not it's possible to cause a solid object to pass through another solid object. And in the second half of the show, we're going to be demonstrating a very classic illusion, demonstrating that effect. But right now, I'd like to present something just a little bit different, something a little unusual. We're going to take you back to the Old West for a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, le mystère, les berries.
The blues band's cooking and the drum is burning down.
much. You know, a lot of people say that one of their favorite parts of the show is when I invite guinea pigs from the audience up onto the stage to help us out. No, that's the wrong word. It's volunteers. And if you'd like to be a volunteer and help me out on the stage tonight, I'd like you to raise your hand like that and just stay in your seat. Let's turn the house lights on and see who we can pick on tonight to come up and help us out. We need a brave young lady and a brave gentleman who'd like to volunteer. How about the gal right here in the front? Okay, come onto the stage as quickly as you can. And a gentleman, where's there a brave gentleman that would like to help? Let's see who we can pick on. Oh boy, somebody that's real brave, okay? Well, how about, I think the gentleman right there with the jacket on. Yep, you want to come up onto the stage? Give them both a big hand for volunteering. As soon as he gets up here, we'll meet both of them, find out what their names are. Okay, son, you stand on this side if you would. Okay, and let's meet both of them. If you don't mind, I'll meet her first, okay? Because I think she's prettier than you are. What's your name?
Tracy Driscoll.
Tracy Driscoll. What's your last name?
Driscoll.
Oh, Tracy Driscoll. I've heard of you. Tracy, I'll tell you what. Have you ever helped a magician before? No? Well, tonight's your lucky chance, and I promise if you just stand there and promise not to move, I promise I won't make you disappear, okay? Okay. Don't move. Just kidding. I'll be back in a second, Tracy. What's your name?
Dennis Germany.
Dennis? Well, you're certainly not very pretty, Dennis. But I think he is rather handsome. Dennis, I'd like to thank you for coming up to help us tonight. Look at that, he's got a rubber arm. Dennis, would you do us a tiny favor? Just move that way a little bit, if you would. A little bit more, right over there on the trap door. Look out! I'm just kidding, folks. Magicians don't choose trapdoors anymore. What I'd like you to do, Dennis, is move this way a little bit more. A little more. That's good. You see, we don't choose trapdoors anymore, but we have a sandbag hidden up there, and if Dennis does anything wrong, we pull the chain, drops the sandbag on his head, and that's the end of Dennis. Okay, Dennis, have you met Tracy before? Well, let's make it an official meeting. Tracy, stand right there and put your right hand in front of the microphone stand. Okay, open it up. Okay, now Dennis, you hold up your clean hand if you would. Okay, oh my goodness, your clean hand. Let's try the clean one. Okay, oh dear, he was right, that was his clean hand. Just shake hands with her and say hello. Okay, that's long enough. Tracy, this is Dennis. Dennis, this is Tracy. I think they're getting along pretty good together. In fact, I think they'd make a great couple, don't you? Like her? In fact, I'll tell you what we'll do. I think they're getting along so well that we're going to go ahead and continue with our marriage ceremony. Tracy, would you like to get married on the stage here tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Dennis?
No way.
No? Well, I'm sorry, Tracy. Doesn't look like he wants to. Well, since it's not a unanimous decision, we'll have to send the minister home. I'm sorry, Reverend Harris, you'll have to go back. Maybe catch you another time. But right now, I'd like to do something that's almost just as good. Usually when you come to see a magician, you expect the magician to do something with a deck of cards. And I always carry a deck of cards right over here. Wait a minute, it must be on the other side. These are special magician's cards. There they are. Thought I lost them. You've probably never seen a deck like that before, have you? Well, I'm going to take them out of the box. You hold on to the box if you would, Dennis. Okay? You take the cards, Tracy, and we're going to have some fun and see who can shuffle cards the best. We're going to have a little bit of a contest. Tracy, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and shuffle those if you would. That's really good. I like the style. Do that again. Terrific. You've done this before, haven't you? Not too often, though, because you dropped one. Shuffle them one more time, Tracy. That is terrific. Give her a big hand for shuffling the cards. it's Dennis's turn. Tracy did a good job. Dennis, go ahead and shuffle if you would. Dennis, that's the box. We gave him the box. You can't shuffle a box. That's okay, because we need somebody to hold on to the box. We'll need it in a second. Tracy, you hand me the cards, and I'll spread them out in a great big ribbon so everyone can see them. And as you can see, they're the large size, like the two we used a moment ago. What I want you to do, Tracy, is pull out a card and look at it. Just one. Look at it, remember it, okay? And hold it up high so the whole audience can see your card. Shh. Don't tell me the name, that would spoil it, okay? Keep it to yourself until we ask. And I'm going to turn all the cards so all of the faces are face up. Now, Tracy, I want you to take another look at your card and remember it. Get a vivid and firm picture deep in your mind so you won't forget. And take your card and turn it face down. Okay. Now, my cards are face up. Hers is face down. So put it back in the deck face down. Now we've got one card that's face down. Right, Dennis? He's crazier than he looks. I'm going to close the cards up. Dennis, you got the box. I'll take the box back from you. We'll place the cards in the box and watch this very closely. These cards, which now appear to be invisible, are going to become completely visible right before your very eyes. They're going to appear. Now, you may have seen magic on television, but you've never seen magic like this. This is my very own. I want you to watch closely. It happens quickly. I'm going to throw them on that side of the stage, and when they come back, they'll be completely visible. Watch. Well, Dennis, what do you think of that? Dennis? I was talking about the cards. Dennis, how old are you?
12.
12, okay, I was just wondering. Now, Tracy, I want you to step this way a little closer, and I want you to tell the audience that we've never met until just a few moments ago when I asked you to come up on the stage. It's the first time we've ever met, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you picked a card. It could have been any card in the deck of 52, and I had no idea of knowing which one it was. What I'd like you to do is tell the audience in a nice, loud, and clear voice the name of the card that you selected.
The Queen of Spades.
How about the Six of Hearts?
6 of Hearts.
6 of Hearts?
No.
You want the Queen of Spades? Well, you can change your mind if you like, Tracy. Would you like to change your mind? Or would you like to go for what's behind the curtain? No, that's the wrong show, I'm sorry. No, she said the Queen of Spades. You want to stick with the Queen of Spades, Tracy? Or would you like to change your mind?
No.
You're going to stick with the Queen of Spades? Well, you know, that's really unusual. Because before I came up here tonight, folks, I took one card and I turned it face down in our face-up deck. Now let's take the cards out of the box. Dennis, you hold on to those. Don't shuffle it, okay? She said the card that she wanted, she selected, was the Queen of Spades. So let's look through here and see if there happens to be just one card that might be face down in a face-up deck. Right there is the only card that I see that's face down. Now, Tracy, would you be impressed if that card were the Queen of Spades? Say yes. Well, let's take a look. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Queen of Spades. This is my favorite part of the show. Be over with in 5 minutes. Actually, I think we deserve a big hand for both our volunteers. In fact, they both did such a good job that I've got a surprise for both of them. Can I have the surprises, please? Go. Okay. Now, Tracy, I hope you like balloons. I'm going to give Tracy's hers first. We'll have one for you. But this is a balloon. And I've been practicing my French, and I understand in French it's a ballon. Let me blow it out. Okay? And now I'm going to change this balloon into a pickle. I tell you what, you hold on to this one, Tracy. Come over here, hold on to it. Boy, oh boy, that one got away from us. But that's okay, because they're supposed to do that, Tracy. And in my pocket, over here, I think I have another one of these. Yep, these are what's called a rocket balloon. You can have that, Tracy. Give Tracy a big hand for coming up onto the stage. Well, right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to take a look at that face. Doesn't he look like a great magician? Well, I think he'd make a good magician. In fact, I think he'd make an excellent magician. Would you like to learn to become a magician?
Yes.
You would? Okay. I'll tell you what, let's open the curtain and step backstage. We're going to give you the center stage right back here, Dennis. If you would, I'd like you to just step around behind the microphone stand. Face the audience, okay? Put both feet flat on the floor. All right. Drop your arms to your sides. There you go. Put your shoulders back and your head up. Very good. Now, in order to be a magician, you have to have several things. What I want you to do, Dennis, is I want you to concentrate on what you figure are the two most important things that you need to be a magician, okay? So, could be anything. You just concentrate on what you think are the two most important things you need, and I'll be right back. I like the way he thinks. That's terrific. What? What's next? Well, I'll tell you. That's the first part, but you also need to look like a magician. So girls, bring out the wardrobe. We've got a special wardrobe which has been custom made to fit Dennis perfectly. Notice that the jacket fits just beautifully. Okay? And we also have inside the hat a special shirt, which will pin right on the front there. Okay, and we also have a top hat. Okay, now, you notice that the hat is extra thick, extra deep. That's so that the magician can hide things in it that he doesn't want the audience to see. There he is, Dennis the magician. Actually, I think he looks better like this. There he is. Give him a big hand. All right. Dennis, would you come up here and stand over on this side of the table? Okay? Because now that he looks like a magician, we're going to see if he can perform some magic. Let's go get our microphone stand. All right? Now, probably one of the greatest magicians who ever lived in the world today was a man by the name of Houdini. You ever heard of Houdini? Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Houdini used to walk through brick walls. Do you have a brick wall with you? No. Well, okay. We'll have to do something else then. I have on the table a solid mirror over here. I'll just brush it off a little bit, clean it up for you. Now, the audience can see that it is solid. Okay, you can take your hand like that. I'd like you to take your fist and just knock on that lightly if you would. Show the audience that it's solid. And on the table, you will find a needle. You want to pick that up? That is a special knitting needle, okay? Show the audience that it's solid as well. Okay? Show them it doesn't come apart. Bang it on the mirror if you would, okay? And show them that it doesn't contract into the handle or anything. Perfectly solid needle, okay? Now, when you're a magician on the stage, Dennis, you can actually take the mirror and shine it into the faces of the audience like this. It's a lot of fun. You find out where all the pretty girls are sitting, you see. Okay. Now, I also have on my table right here a special bag which has been specially made to fit the mirror just about perfectly, okay? The mirror goes right inside there like that. It doesn't stick. There we go. And we zip it shut, just like that. Okay? Now, this is the mirror. We'll put the table over here. I want you to concentrate on the mirror, Dennis. Concentrate on the molecules within the mirror, okay? And think about them. See if you can soften up the mirror a little bit. Okay, very good. Now, let's see the needle. I think he softened up the mirror so much so that we can actually take the needle and push it right through. Why, that's amazing, Dennis. In fact, he has softened the mirror so much so that I can actually take it and bend it in half. How'd you do that? Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to open it up and take a look inside. And if things are the way they should be, the mirror should be back into a solid piece. And look at that, there it is. Let's give Dennis a great big hand. Okay. Okay, we're going to take the jacket off, okay, and the tie. And we've got a special surprise for Dennis that we're going to give to him. Okay? Now, this is one of my favorite things in the world. Okay. What we're going to do is show Dennis what we've got. I'll take the needle. We don't need that. This is one of my favorite things in the world. This is what we call magic ink. Okay? Or disappearing ink. You know how this works? Let me show you just in case the audience doesn't know. The instructions say that what you're supposed to do is remove the cap from the ink like this, okay, and squirt the ink through the hole on the top directly in the person on your left. That would be Dennis. Should I squirt him with the ink? Yes! Are you sure? Yes! Are you positive? Yes! Okay, I'm going to do that then. Are you sure? Yes! Let me ask the audience again. How many people think I shouldn't squirt him with the ink? You don't have any friends, Dennis. How many people think I should? Okay, I guess we will. Oh boy, you like the new style? Well, now I've got to go down to Kmart and get a new tuxedo jacket. But that's okay, because I'm going to give you the cap over here, Dennis. And that's what we call our magic ink, and that's Dennis. Let's give him a big hand for coming up onto the stage. You go back to your seat. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and teach all of you something. Something you can do yourselves at home with just a little bit of practice. What we'll do, actually, we only need one of these green handkerchiefs, so I'll just get rid of it. There's this one, I guess we don't need that one. I'll put it in my pocket. Now, what we're going to do is show this to you once, and then I'll explain just exactly how it works. You start out by taking the handkerchief and simply stuff the handkerchief down inside the palm of your left hand. Now, once you get it down inside your hand, the next step is to say your favorite magic words, whatever they might be. Snap your fingers and show the audience that the handkerchief has vanished and left you naked. Now that's fine, but don't ever show the other side or everybody'd see the green spot and that would give it away. You see, it's not a real egg at all. It's just a plastic egg with a hole cut in it. You just take a pair of scissors and cut a hole in it and you'll be all set. Now, let's back up and explain from the beginning. Before you start, you take the egg and you place it in your pocket like that. You also take the handkerchief and you place that in your pocket like this, and that way you can show both hands empty. Now the sneaky part, when you reach down into your pocket to pick the handkerchief up, you secretly pick up the egg at the same time, but you don't show the audience that it's in your hand, okay? Keep the back of your hand towards the audience, because if you go like that, everyone would see, okay? Now, the left hand is already empty, so in order to show the right hand empty, all you do is when you bring the handkerchief through like that, you leave the egg behind, and that way the right hand is empty. Now the rest is simple. Turn the egg so the hole's towards the top. Take the handkerchief and stuff it down inside the hole on top of the egg. Now, it takes a little while because it's a large handkerchief and a very small egg. Make sure you get the handkerchief all the way inside. There's no loose ends sticking out. Once you've done that, you turn it around and show them the handkerchief turned to an egg. But don't show them the other side, because if you do, they'd see the green spot, and that would give it away. Now, what I like to do, being a magician, is to grab a hold of the green spot, rip it off the egg, and stick it on our microphone stand, you see. That way it leaves me an egg without a hole in it. And that's why I always carry a glass. Because believe it or not, I usually find that these eggs end up being, you guessed it, real ones. Well, are you having a good time so far up to now? Great. I'm sure that most of the boys and girls here have probably been to the circus. And we're going to revisit the circus and try to recreate by magic one of the most popular things that you see at the circus. But I don't want to tell you what it is, because that would spoil the surprise. So just sit back and relax. Take off your shoes. No, you better not. Just relax and sit back. I know the younger boys and girls will really enjoy this. And let's go to the circus. Give her a big hand. You what? You want to show the audience some magic? Well, it's almost intermission time, Banana, but let me ask the audience, would you like to see Banana try and perform some magic? Okay, well, we've got a few moments yet. What is it you wanted to do? Oh, you need a volunteer? Okay, you go out and find a volunteer. Now, stay in your seats, boys and girls. Banana will come out there, and she'll find a brave volunteer and bring him or her up onto the stage. Now, as soon as the volunteer gets on the stage, I think you should give the volunteer a big hand. There we are. Let's walk back here, because I see we have a prop over here, and this must be what you're going to use, right? Well, I've never seen Banana try this before, but it does look rather interesting. Let me guess. You're going to take the cloth, put it over the young lady, and when you pull the cloth off, she'll disappear, right? No? Let me think. I know. You'll throw the cloth over the young lady and she'll float high up into the air, right? No? Well, what are you going to do? Banana! That's no good. Your volunteer chickened out. Don't blame her, that's kind of a sharp blade. Well, she's got a real problem now. What she needs is a volunteer to put their head in there. So I'll tell you what. Okay, I'll pick a volunteer from the audience, all right? All right. Oh, okay, you want me to put your head in there, right, Banana? No. You mean you want me to put my head in there? No, I've been to lots of magic shows, and the magician never puts his own head in there. Let's take a conservative vote. How many people out there think that I should pick a volunteer from the audience and put their head in there? Okay. How many people think I should put Banana's head in there? Do you really want me to put my head in there? Well, I guess the audience is always right. We'll have to give it a shot here, but I'm not sure about this. This looks kind of dangerous, Banana. What do I do? Put my head right down there? Well, okay, I guess I can try it. You sure this is going to work? Okay. All right, I guess I'm ready. Now what?
1, 2.
Wait a minute, Banana. Something doesn't feel right. I'm not sure about this. There's something missing. I'm just not sure about this, Banana. Oh my goodness. Okay, I guess I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
1, 2, 3.
Boy, my head's still in one piece. That's pretty good, Banana. Let's give her a big hand. Well, right now, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we come to that part of the show where it's necessary for us to take a brief intermission. Now, make sure you stick around for the second half, because a lot of people say they like the second half even better than the first. Now, during intermission, we'll be setting up for the second half, and we will have available down in the front here, or actually in the front lobby, some of our disappearing ink. It's guaranteed to disappear from anything, and it's only $1 a bottle, so if you'd like some, just visit them down in the front. I'd like to remind you at this time that there's absolutely no food or drink allowed inside the theater. You can eat and drink out in the lobby, but don't bring anything into the theater. So we'll see all of you in about 15 minutes. Thank you. much. Welcome to the second half. Before we go on any further, I'd like to say that our show here tonight wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the work of our wonderful sponsors here in the community, and that is the Big Brothers and Big Sisters. So let's give them a big hand. like to thank all the merchants and all the professional people, and each one of you who helped by purchasing tickets for the show tonight. So give yourselves a big hand. Right now I'd like to show you something with 3 giant cards. Now the one in the center is the one that you have to watch. It's the Queen of Hearts. This card over here is a Jack of Spades, and this card is also a Jack of Spades. And what I'm going to do is show them to you one at a time, turn them around, and you have to try and figure out which card it is. It's the Queen of Hearts. So watch closely. Everyone can see this is the Queen of Hearts, right? Good. I'll put it back in the center, and the 2 jacks will change places. This jack goes over here, and this one goes over here. Watch closely as we mix them up now. Don't blink your eyes or you'll miss it. Once, and twice, and 3 times like that, and everyone should know where the Queen is. Now don't tell me yet. Here's how we'll do it. I will hold my hand over 1 card at a time. And when I get to the card that you think is the Queen of Hearts, you let me know with your applause, okay? Let's hear your applause if you think it's this one. This one. And this one. Most of you thought it was the one in the center, but that's the Jack of Spades. The card over here on this end is also the Jack of Spades. And the card on this end, you guessed it, there it is, the Queen of Hearts. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a second chance. I'll place the Queen back in the center. The 2 jacks will turn around just like this. You watch closely as we mix them up once, and twice, and 3 times, just like that. Now everybody should know exactly where the Queen of Hearts is. Let's hear your applause if you think it's this one. This one. And this one. Well, most of the applause came on the center, but I have no idea why. You really think the center one is the Queen of Hearts? No, it's the Jack of Spades, you see. And of course, this card over here, well, it's also the Jack of Spades. And the card on the end, you guessed it, there it is, the Jack of Spades. You see, you weren't watching close enough because the Queen of Hearts is right over here on the end. I'm going to give you another chance, one more chance to get it right. I'm going to take the blue handkerchief, place it over top of the Queen of Hearts, and that way everyone will have to know exactly where it is. Once again, the jacks, which we can mix up. We can mix up again if we want. We'll put this jack over here, this one over here, and watch closely as we mix them up once, and twice, and 3 times, just like that. Now everybody should know exactly where the Queen of Hearts is. Let's hear your applause if you think it's this one. This one. This one. I'm going to ask you again. Applaud if you think it's this one. This one. And this one. Boy, a lot of people are a little confused, but it's not this one over here. You see, that one's the Jack of Spades. Most of you thought it was the one in the center, but that's the Jack of Spades. And you see the handkerchief, that's where the Queen is, right over there. Thank you. You've probably all seen magicians, or heard of magicians anyway, sawing ladies in half. Well, we're going to take it one step further tonight, because magicians don't saw ladies in half anymore. I'm going to place our young lady Cindy inside a cabinet with a division down the center. We'll put 3 drawers around her and several sharp steel blades. We'll pierce her body one at a time. Then I'll attempt to remove the top, the middle, and the lower section, and put them on the other side. It's my very own illusion. I think you'll really enjoy it. Maintenant, je vais déguiser Cindy à 3 morceaux. next illusion is a classic in magic. It's been performed by many magicians around the world for many years, including people like Houdini, Blackstone, and Thurston, and some of the great magicians of the past. And it's still in the repertoire of many of the great magicians of today, and it does happen to be one of my personal favorites. So I didn't think it would be fair not to include it in my performance this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the mystery of the Rings of Steel. Thank you very much. You know, every magician at some time or another in his career has a magic wand, and this unusual device is in fact a magic wand that was given to me by a Chinese magician. And it really is unusual. I haven't been able to quite figure it out yet. But what we have here, I'd like to show you, is a long string on one end of the wand, and on the other end we have a little short string. Now what I can't figure out is how come when I pull the short string, the long string becomes the short one. And furthermore, if I pull on the red pom-pom, the yellow pom-pom goes up. And if I pull on the blue pom-pom, the white one goes up. Now that I find really interesting. The only thing I could come up with is perhaps the white pom-pom, which is attached to the red pom-pom, is also attached to the yellow pom-pom, which is attached to the blue pom-pom, which is also attached to the white pom-pom, which is attached to the red pom-pom. Now that's very difficult to do, but it's more difficult to say, especially in French for me. Anyway, I find if we grab the white pom-pom and the yellow pom-pom and pull on both of them, that we can actually find we have a long string on this side and a long string on the other side. Now, after thinking about it for a while, I came up with the obvious conclusion that the only way to discover the secret would be to break the wand in half and look inside. So that's what I did. If we break the wand in half, we should find out the secret. But when I did that, I found out that actually there was absolutely nothing inside the wand. And that's really what's confusing to me. As I said, I've never quite been able to figure it out as to why it works or how it works, but I do know that for some strange reason, if I pull on the blue pom-pom, the white one goes up. And if I pull on the red pom-pom, the yellow one goes up. The Mystery of the Pom-Poms. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you will find that regardless of where you travel, anywhere in the world today, when people think of magicians, they tend to think of a beautiful young lady suspended in midair. And you know, the power of your own mind is really limited only to your own imaginations. So come with me now, and let your imaginations be suspended into time and into space as we present a most uncanny mystery. Concentrate now on my voice and on nothing else. And when my voice reaches the count of 3, you will find yourself in a state of deep rest and total relaxation. A deeper sleep than you have ever felt in your whole life before. 1, close your eyes, relax your tired, tired mind. Yes, you are drifting down, 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 into a deep, beautiful sleep. To the nerves and the muscles of your feet and of your legs are relaxing. All energy is leaving you now. You're feeling so at ease, so tired, and so very relaxed. 3, sleep. Yes, your entire body is beginning to feel light. Beautifully, wonderfully light. 3, 2, 1. You will awaken from your trance perfectly wide awake and totally alert. 3, 2, 1. Wide awake now, totally alert and wide awake. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Before we leave you this evening, I'd like to say that our show wouldn't be possible again without the big brothers and the big sisters. We certainly hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll be with us again sometime again. Now, next year when we come to Bathurst, we'll be presenting an all-new show, a show which examines the conscious and the unconscious mind, a super-conscious experience, we call it. We'll be inviting people from the audience up onto the stage to help us out. We'll place them in a deep state of total rest and relaxation, so make sure you come back for that one. But right now, before we leave you, I'd like to officially announce and introduce our entire cast and staff. Our technical director, back on the lights, comes all the way from Vancouver, British Columbia. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom McLennan. Our stage manager backstage to make sure everything goes correctly. His name is Mr. Doug Med. From Toronto, Ontario, Miss Dawn McKay. And from Calgary, Alberta, Miss Cindy Helmer. I certainly hope you enjoyed our show. If you enjoyed our show, then my name is Paul Royter. If you didn't enjoy the show, well then, my name is Doug Henning. Good night.